What's happening, Brian?
Hey, Steven, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. We're automatically recording to the cloud. I'm going to make you the host.
Okay.
I am in the middle of a meeting.
All right.
So I am going to actually make you full on host and you will be able to do everything you need to, I believe.
Okay.
So it will automatically bring the cloud to me. I'll get an email with it. So you should be good to go. Yeah. You got anything you need from me?
Nope. I got it's last year's presentation with some updated film.
Cool. Very good, man.
And some things.
Nick will not be here. He's still on vacation. So
Okay.
I will wait just a second and hopefully we'll see some more faces pop up. I'll do a quick introduction and then I got to duck back to my meeting.
All right.
Bum, 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 bum.
Chadwell, how was things down in Fayetteville today? Has it been bumpy down there with the weather?
No, it's actually hot, but besides that, it's been okay. I heard y'all had a lot of storms up there.
Well, I'm down at the beach now.
Oh, okay. But no, yeah, we've been okay. It's just hot, like usual.
What's changed being in Fayetteville?
Nothing. It's just hot all the time. Oh, wait.
All right. Well, I'm going to do the quick introduction for anyone that's watching this via YouTube. Steven, feel free to hang out for just a minute and wait and see if we hit a few more takers. But welcome everybody to the meeting. Steven Clayton will be our lead tonight, talking about tandem communication with deeps. I'll let him take it away whenever you want to, though. No rush.
Sounds good. I'll go ahead and get everything started with getting the screen shared and then go from I'll wait just another minute or so and see if anybody else hops on before we get started. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started tonight. My name is Steven Clayton. I'm a field judge in the ODAC and USA South Conference, which is a Division III conference, kind of in Virginia and the Carolinas. Tonight's presentation is going to be on tandem communication from a deep perspective. Just a little bit about me. Started officiating flag football at UNC Charlotte 2005. Then started working high school football in 2006. Worked 2 years in the old West Virginia Conference, which is now the Mountain East Conference, in 2011 and 2012, and have been in the ODAC and USA South Conference for 10 seasons now. Some of the things as deeps that you're going to do tandem communication with during the game is as S, F, and B, you're going to be counting 11 players on defense all day long. And then communication with the H and the S and the L and the F, You'll be communicating on goal line plays. Once we kind of get inside the 25-yard line or so, I'm talking to my L and letting them know that anything inside the 2 is going to be mine at that point, so that they've got in their mind at 2-yard line they'll stop. S and the F communicate after scores with timing. H and S and L and F communicating on any sideline plays if they're inbounds or out of bounds. And then either the S or the F along with the B communicating with any inline plays. And then H and L giving down and distance to the S and the F. And then S and F giving yard lines after punts. After the punt, I'll go ahead and tell my L, hey, we're on the 35-yard line, so that they can go ahead and get chain set up. Chains coming down. I'll go ahead and let the chain guys know just so we can get everything rolling. And then H and S and B or LFB to the R and the U with substitutions. And then short and deep wings or deep wing and back judge if it was catchable or uncatchable. And then 2 plays that's going to show up in tonight that I've added is short and deep wing, our communication to the short wing from the deep wing and or the back judge on any illegal touching on an ineligible receiver. So first play we're going to show is going to be a sideline altercation. In this play, you'll see that the F is on the sideline rushing in to kind of see what's going on. In this play also, the L is going to need to know to come in and help out, that by the time this is going on, the H is going to have a soft spot. And then in this play, because the L is staying put, the U had to come in to assist the F on this play. I'm going to just show these in slow motion just due to our crew comments that we've got on here. So I'm going to fast forward to when the action really takes place. So we see here the receivers running out of bounds. And then number 16 just drives them almost to the track. You'll get a better angle here from the end zone view. So 16's on a mission here. Carries them all the way out. F sees what's going on, launches the flag up. Didn't really need to worry about the flag going as high. But F sees what's going on, rushes in to take care of it. And then the L sees it and is just holding a spot. As a short wing, you've got to come in and help your tandem official in this situation, knowing that the H is going to have your back on your soft spot. And then in this case, the U is coming in to help out because he sees what's going on as well. We had a possible punch in this play, but me being, I'm actually the F in this game and being far back, I wasn't sure if we had the punch or not. So I couldn't come in and eject the player with that. Any questions about this play? Okay, so in the next play, it's dealing with the illegal touching on an ineligible receiver. Once I get the film up, we'll discuss keys on this play. And what we had on this is that the L has a flag for an ineligible downfield, and then the player catches the ball as well. This is a crew call for an ineligible downfield for a covered receiver going downfield. And there's no comments on this film, so I'll let it run all the way through. All right. So let's do a quick discussion on keys on this play. So on this play, this is in the first half. So the line judge and field judge are on the visitor side. So field judge is going to have this player. Line judge will have this one, and the back judge will have this one. So as you see, we roll this back real quick. Formation is not, I think this guy right here is supposed to be off, and he had told the line judge he was on, and so he's covered up in this situation. Again, he's downfield more than 3 yards and then catches the ball. So we did have a long discussion on this play. We should have had it ineligible illegal touching on this play. We just called it ineligible receiver downfield. Does anybody have any questions on this play?
So just the new rule that, you know, that's big with the illegal touching and the ineligible downfield. I think last year, let's face it, it didn't matter what you called ineligible downfield or illegal touching, both was 5 yards and repeat the down. But now this year, with the loss of down added to it, you've got to make sure that you've got the get the illegal touching call right.
Correct. So we did not have the illegal, we did not bring in any illegal touching on this play. And then next play is gonna be almost the same thing as well. Any other questions on this play? All right, so on this one, we've got another illegal touching on an ineligible receiver. Line judge flags it for ineligible downfield. The crew did communicate on this, and I was the F in this game as well. I did not do a good job on passing the information along on who the player was, because the one that went down illegally also scored a touchdown. Let me roll this through just so you're not having to see. We had quite a few comments throughout our crew on this play. So I'm going to run it through first. And I'll go back through real quick. So over here, they were not supposed to be in this formation. I think 85, who's the tight end, was supposed to be off in this play, who goes downfield. I think, let's see. So he's clearly at this point beyond 3 yards downfield. And then goes down for the touchdown pass and scores. So we did correctly call ineligible downfield, but we did not come in with another illegal touching in this play. So did not affect the outcome, but that was something when we reviewed the film and pre-game for the next week, we discussed that as a crew that we should have got illegal touching on that as well. Any questions on this play? Next play with Tandem Communication is going to be goal line coverage. So on this play, you're going to see that the S is going to hold the position at the goal line. The B comes down to assist as well, but one of the things with this B is that the B comes down a little bit too far and was still moving when the play occurred. So as a B, you want to go ahead and just stop. Don't get too close down to be able to just stop, take that picture, snapshot of it. And then the H comes down and held by the 2-yard line to assist. As the S on this play, this was another play of mine. What I could have done was just came a step further back from the goal, right on the sideline, just to give H a little sideline view if any help was needed. So I'll run this play through one time on both views. So I'll slow it down real quick on this view. So S is in good positioning here to rule on it. But as a back judge, with communicating with your partner, there's no need to be running still at the point that this is going on. You want to be able to freeze and be able to get a good look on it. And as an S, I wish I could have been just about a step or two over here. That way my H could come down and help me and I could get a little view from this way on that play. Any questions on this play or comments? Next play is going to be a targeting play. So our call on the field, we did have a flag down for targeting. We had discussion on this, and the F ended up pulling the L off of targeting. So again, this is another one of these Tandem Communications that the F was able to get a view, brought that information into the L, let the referee know what he had to then be able to come off that call. So I'll run it through one time real quick. So that I was the F in this game. When I came in, told the L what I had. I was like, he came in, breezed by him. He had him on the shoulder, did not have any helmet contact. Our L was good with that. Appreciated that information that I brought in. So I'm gonna run this back through real quick, slow motion. Any questions on this play? I will say too, if you've got it, if you've got targeting, it's not going to be any. I think it's going to be. I know that he did this, or I know the player did not go with his helmet here. If you're bringing in information on targeting.
Steven, I think that's real important, especially at the non-replay areas where we have with targeting and whatnot. You know, we've got to be absolutely sure that we've got targeting, and you've got to be absolutely sure when you're pulling somebody off, because there's really no way to look at it until you get to halftime or the end of the game.
Absolutely.
And half the time, and at halftime just depends on what your conference says. So
and we know within our conference, if we do get a halftime look, the angles I'm showing on here are the angles we're getting, and they're not going to be definitive.
absolutely. Nope. Same here.
So on this next play, this is going to be a momentum play on a punt. Covering official here is the F. Things to look at are, do we need both officials signaling here? And how do we best discuss cover this play and discuss it? So we have a punt on about the 30-yard line going out. He's punting from about the fifth time he gets the ball. He's on about the 15-yard line going out. And the punt initially lands around the 30-yard line, or 25-yard line or so. And he gets the ball here at the 7-yard line. So with being at the 7-yard line, there is no momentum on this play. And the ball, once it went into the end zone, it never came out from the angle we had on the field. And the film that we're looking at is when we got it, shows the same thing. So and then the player also kicks the pylon over as well. Something to think on. Does the back judge need to be having the safety signal here as well? If it happens, my thought, and anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, if it happens between the two of you and you're looking at it, yes. But if you're looking at either the F or the S's back, the back judge does not need to worry about signaling on this play. And then won't be able to see as well from this end zone view. The sideline view is a better angle on this play. I'll run this through one more time. I'll kind of go slow motion once the punt is caught. Any questions on this play?
So it was possessed at the 10, running to the end zone, and then he never gets out of the end zone.
He never got out. This was a funky play.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, I'm thinking to myself as he's coming towards me, I'm like, you got to get out. You need to get out. You need to get out. I'm thinking to myself, if he doesn't get out, it's going to be a safety. And then as you see me signaling kind of over here, I stop the clock and it gives me a minute to know what am I going to signal. And I'm like, it is, because I'm going through my mind, it's a safety. It's a safety. I need to signal a safety. And then I come up with that. Next play is player going out of bounds. And this discussion is between the H and the S. Things to think about is when should you have a flag down on this play? And then what kind of communication needs to be going in to not only your tandem, but also what you're going to be reporting to your referee as well. Not going to be able to see much from this sideline view because it is going to happen over on the visitor side. I'm going to go slow motion on here just to avoid the comments from our crew on this game. So as you can see here, this receiver for White does go out of bounds. So the side judge does come in, put his hat down. But then we have communication about what are we supposed to do? Because I think in this case, the side judge got a little kind of caught him off guard that he went out of bounds and then caught the ball. What are we supposed to have? So let me go back to over here to the notes from this game. So the biggest thing is in this situation, there was never a flag down for the player going out of bounds, coming back inbounds, being the first one to touch. So that we never did have the flag down for the catch. The biggest thing is to go ahead and flag this in this situation. Talk to your tandem, and if they had a view of, was he forced out or did he go out on his own? So I'm gonna rewind this just a touch. So as you can see here, nobody's close to being able to say that he was the opponent sent him out. He went out on his own here. And then, of course, he's the first one to catch the ball. So again, in a situation like this, you want to make sure, have that flag down and then communicate with your tandem and say, hey, I've got this. Did you happen to see, did he get pushed out? Did he get forced out? If your tandem doesn't have the information to give back to you, then you've got to go with what you've got to then report to the referee. Anybody have any comments or questions on this play? Next one is going to be flag placement. So on this play, we're going to have multiple flags down. And so you're going to want to how are we going to communicate following the play on whose flag to take? I'm gonna go slow motion through here just to, so you don't have to see the comments. Let me go to the end of this one just so you can see all the flags down. So as you can see, we've got a flag sitting on the 46-yard line and one on the 50-yard line. If you come in and have no question in your mind and say, hey, the foul occurred on the 46-yard line, let's go with it. If one's on the 48 and one's on the 50-yard line, let's put it on a long line. Makes math a whole lot easier for your umpire. That's a philosophy of mine with our crew, is we're going to put it on a long line unless somebody's definitive to say we are good at the 48-yard line. Any questions or comments on that?
Yeah, I also, especially on a turnover play where we're going, where we're going to give B the ball back. Just get them lined up, whatever your crew wants to do, it's kind of a crew thing. Typically, like if it's something like 48 and the 48 and the 46, then we split the difference or whatever you want to do. Just make sure you line them up right and get that moving. Nobody's gonna gripe, well, I think that foul was at the 45 and not the 47 or whatever. The other team has the ball. They're more worried about that than really anything. There's no need to make a big deal about a yard or two. Now, if you miss it by 5 yards, but you also know when you've left it, when you throw your flag and you've left it short or whatever, or it got kicked or something. But then you might want to go with the other flag. But I think that's important, is just to get it lined up right, so they're all in the same spot, and we can move from there. And I like the big line thing. If a big line is one of them's on a big line, I like that too. But this doesn't need to be a slow process about this.
One of the things I do with my flag, I know I either went short or long on it, then I'm coming up and I'm grabbing it and putting it at the spot. If I've got the only flag out there, I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, I've got this right here. I've got a good flag, especially if we've got DPI and it's less than 15 if we've got it as a spot foul. So and then the last one, last play is protect yourself and protect your partners. If your partner goes down, give yourself time, but also let the R know what happened too. So I'll run this through real quick. So whoever's on your sideline goes down, stop the clock, go on to 020, let your crew know, hey, we need a minute or two. Let Clayton get his breath caught back up. Because this happened with 9:24 to go, or 9:25 to go in the first quarter. I don't think our white hat knew until about a timeout, maybe about 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And I was like, yeah, I got wiped out on that kickoff. He's like, why did nobody tell me? So that's the big thing is have your partners back if they go down during the game. And the coach for the visiting team was over on about the 30-yard line and comes running down to check on me. That coach is a class act in our conference and everything as well. But the biggest thing is if somebody goes down, give them a minute or two to catch their breath. Even if they say that they're good, give them that extra minute to get their mind focused back in onto the game. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions from anything from any of the earlier clips that we need to go back to? If not, hope everyone has a great 2022 season. Contact information's there if you want any of those film clips that I showed this evening. I can get those downloaded and sent over to you. And I appreciate it and hope everybody has a great evening.